the latest member of Patria's Game Changers of the Battlefield. The Patria Nemo Container, showcased for the first time at the IDEX 2017, has completed successfully its first test firings on truck platform. Patria Nemo Container was undergoing vigorous test firings both on Sisu ETP E13 8x8 off-road truck as well as standalone on ground during Patria's tests in Finland. These tests were mainly concentrated around testing the integration of the Nemo mortar system into a sea container, in other words testing the interface of the turreted mortar system and the 20 feet sea container. Also, another important part was testing the interface of the Patria Nemo Container and Sisu ETP E13 8x8 off-road truck. Patria Nemo Container was performing as expected, and the groundbreaking concept of the 20 feet sea container with 120 mm turreted mortar system was proving its ingenuity by combining unforeseen flexibility, mobility and firepower. It is able to operate as a standalone firing unit, both with direct as well as with indirect fire, thus being ideal for camp protection. More importantly, Nemo Container proved it is mobile and agile as its brothers integrated directly onto land, Patria Nemo, or naval platforms, Patria Nemo Navy. Patria Nemo Container was functioning perfectly while being on container truck, this time on armored Sisu ETP E13 8x8. Rapid response, accuracy, shoot and scoot, firepower, protection, mobility, all the characteristics of Patria's Game Changers of the Battlefield were accomplished. Patria Nemo Container opens up a whole new market segment for Patria's Game Changers of the Battlefield. The advantages of modern turreted mortar systems combined with unlimited variety of platforms, both on land and sea. Patria Nemo Container includes all the equipment required by a mortar unit in a single package. The Nemo Container is delivered with everything that a mortar unit needs: protection for the crew, the weapon and ammunition. The container has its own power unit and air conditioning. In addition to an access hatch, the container has an escape hatch. The customer can select 10 BC, nuclear, biological and chemical, filtration systems, as well as the designed ballistic protection, made either of steel plates or ceramic armor. High durability steel plating 8 to 10 mm thick adds around 3 tons to the weight of the container. The container has space for 100 mortar bombs. It has a crew of 3, 2 loaders and a gunner, who also acts as the commander of the unit. The key benefit of the Patria Nemo Container is its easy mobility, which is unique to mortar systems of this caliber. The container can be easily moved into a firing position on a high-speed boat, a ship or on a truck. The container can also fire from any of these carriers and naturally also from the ground. For example, the container's versatile mobility enables coastal Jaeger platoons to relocate this independent firing unit during a mission. This is also an excellent solution for protecting military bases. The container can also be purchased as a separate unit without the weapon system, in which case the customer can make cost-effective use of its existing Nemo equipment. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends.